Well, hello. Today is Saturday, November 2nd, and we're going to go over the weekly cardboard. This week it was about sleep. I tend to get enough sleep. I go to bed very late. I don't go to bed till like 1 or 2, but I don't get up before 9 or 10. So I get between 7 and 9 hours sleep, and it seems to work for me. I've had a bad week. The Halloween candy monster found me, and I ate a lot of candy this week. And also, this one medication that I'm supposed to take, Lasix, that takes medication off my body. I ran out of the prescription, and I do mail order, and the mail order for 90 days is $2. I tried to get a 1-week supply to hold me over till my mail order gets here, but it was almost $28. I think it was $27.65 or $85, something like that, for just 7 days. I don't know how people without insurance, like when people say about that, I guess I've just always taken it for granted. I forgot to order my pills on time, so I didn't take my medication for the last 2 days, and so I have a sodium gain because I have excess fluids in my body. Plus, I went for my 50-year reunion last night, and we ate very late, and I ate very heavy, and I did have a couple things to drink, and so I knew I was going to have a gain this morning, so I was prepared for a gain. I was not prepared for this gain. This is embarrassing. I don't want to show you. That's how embarrassing it is. Not only did I always told you that I don't like to get into the next set of numbers, and I was really bothered by the fact that I went back into the 30s. Oh no, I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, right. This morning I weighed 240.1. I gained 9.5. I'm embarrassed to even say that. I'm surprised that rolled off my tongue so easily. It's just, I know it's not a true 9.5-pound gain, but it's at least a 5 or 6 pound gain easily for the amount of candy and the way I ate this past week. I didn't show my food. I didn't track as well as I should have tracked, and it was everything, and it was a gentle reminder, not even a gentle reminder, it was a swift kick in the ass kind of reminder that I can't go back to the way I was, and that's a Barbra Streisand song. Somebody had told me that I should do a thing of quotes, and I think I might do that, my favorite quotes, because I tend to have a lot of quotes. I do quote movies a lot, and songs and things like that, but anyway, I'm trying to stay off the subject of how much weight I gained. Even on my sticker that I put on there, I put, oh my God, 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 because I can't believe, I can believe it, but I guess my body needed to have that little shock. So I went shopping today, and I bought all healthy foods, and I'm going to have my 5 perfect days. I think I'm going to turn that into a November, perfect November. And if I slip, I'll slip. But you always aim for the best, and if you make it, you make it. But if you don't even at least try to do your best, then you are a failure. I can set a high goal, and I know having a perfect November is a high goal, but I think that you need to set your goals high. No one says, I think I'll run a marathon, but I'll only run 23 miles. No, you're going to run the whole marathon if you can. You're not going to set yourself up and just sell yourself short. And I'm not going to sell myself short. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do the best I can for a perfect November. And I know that I shouldn't say that, but I have to do something because the holidays are creeping up on us, and I have to get on track. Okay, I've convinced myself. It took a while, but I've convinced myself. Today's subject, though, is about sleep. And the quote is, sleep is that golden chain that ties health and our bodies together. Everybody knows if you don't get enough sleep, you're cranky, you make poor choices, you don't function properly. You have to remember that sleep is the nutrition for your brain. Like, you have to drink a lot of fluids, eat a lot of fiber to get your body moving. You also have to get enough sleep so that your brain can make sure everything's working in the right working order. If you don't get enough sleep, and not everybody can get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I understand that. But you should really strive to do your best to get that amount of sleep. And not some people don't require as much, but a study shows that most people require 7 to 9 hours. There are people out there that can function on less. There's a lot of people, you know. I really, when I worked, I really only got like 6 hours of sleep a night, and it seemed to work for me. But since I've been retired, I've been a little lazy and sleeping a little bit more. But too little sleep triggers a cortisol spike, and the cortisol is the stress hormone that signals your body to the daily energy that it's going to need to consume yourself in the waking hours. So you do need to have a balance of this hormone, and if you don't, it just spikes it, and like I said, you just make really poor choices. And you have to remember that sleeping enough is just as important as drinking a lot of water. Everybody always says, you know, drink your water, you got your water, make sure you drink your water, drink 8 glasses of water a day. Yeah, you need your water, but you also need your sleep, and you have to remember that you need to have your sleep. And the translation to that tells you that if you're going to eliminate your sleep and not have as much sleep, then you're going to really make poor choices, and it's going to tend to make you get fatter. So you want to ask yourself a couple questions, and one of the main questions is really, who nowadays gets enough sleep? We have so many new gadgets that are supposed to make our life so much easier, and if anything, we've added to our stress. When we only had the one phone on the wall in the kitchen, you didn't really tend to sit and talk on the phone as much, because you'd have to sit in a chair at the kitchen table and talk, and then you'd realize, you know, I'm just sitting here not doing anything. Now we're on the phone so much, you can, you know, like have it on speakerphone as you're driving. It can come through your radio. If you're going for a walk, they can get you anywhere. Before, if somebody had to get a hold of you, you had to be home. Now you could be anywhere and people can get a hold of you. So you're kind of taking away your own private time then, and you're not having time for yourself. And you really do need time for yourself. And you have to ask yourself, what happens to you when you don't get enough sleep? I know that when I don't get enough sleep, I'm really hangry. I'm not only angry at people, I'm hungry. I make really poor food choices, and I don't think, because I don't, you know, I'm so tired, I don't want to take the time to look up and see how many points something is, and I don't want to take the time to track it in a book to keep me accountable. I just thinking, no, I don't want to take the time to prepare a healthy meal. I'm just going to grab something really quick out of the cupboard. It's just so much easier. No, you need to get your sleep. And like they said, that poor food choices also lead to poor life choices. You could be driving and you could be really, really tired and not see the red light and go through a red light. You could run a stop sign. You could just be not paying attention because you're just so sluggish and your brain's not functioning at 100%, and you need your brain to function at 100%. Some of the things that you need to do, what you need to do so that you can make sure you get enough sleep. One of the first things you can do is to keep a schedule. Try to go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time every day. For me, that's going to bed like 1:30, 2 o'clock, getting up 9:30. That's my schedule, and I pretty much adhere to that. And you also want to know that you want to do that on your days off or on your weekends, because sometimes you think, I know they say that you can't catch up on your sleep. If you've missed your sleep, you can't catch up on that. I don't believe that. I do think that there are times that you're just overly tired and you sleep a lot more, and that's your body catching up to you. That's fine, but sometimes, like in the weekends, you think, well, I can stay up later. And I don't know about you, but I, for 30 years, got up at 4:30 to go to work. 4:30, 5 o'clock, right around that time. I've been retired since 2012. I still wake up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock naturally. I go to the bathroom, I get back in bed, and I go back to sleep. But my body's just known that that's what I'm going to do. So even if you stay up late on the weekend, your body's still going to tend to wake you up at the same time in the morning. And then be smart about naps. Everybody, I can lay down on the couch and know that I'm going to just take a 20-minute nap. And I'll just go there with the mindset that I'm just going to lay down and I'm going to take a 20-minute nap. And then I wake up after 20 minutes because I kind of programmed myself to do it. Sometimes you might require a longer nap, but if you don't, if you're just laying in there to be lazy, just try to limit it to 20 to 25 minutes. My uncle Bob was a sergeant, master sergeant or something. He was like whatever. some kind of sergeant in the Marines, and he was like the training officer for the people that came into boot camp. And he would teach them, these young recruits, that you could lay down on, like they would lay, he had a bet with somebody that he could lay on the pool table and sleep for 25 minutes and then wake up. And he just showed that you can do it. You know, our Army Reserve forces are trained to be ready at a moment's notice, and so they're pretty good at doing that. Try to have the lights out and no noise. I'm an exception to this rule because I need noise to fall asleep. I cannot fall asleep if it's quiet. I hear every little creak of the board and the wind blowing outside. I need a little bit of noise, so I tend to try to go to sleep with some noise. And a lot of times it doesn't happen because Jim goes to bed before me, but I like when I can go to bed before Jim and I can hear the TV in the background. It does soothe me to sleep. I don't have room darkening shades. The light doesn't bother me, but a lot of people it does. And so you want to, you know, like your mother said, do as I say, not as I do. So you want to keep the lights out. You want to keep the noise out. You want to control your exposure to light. I do, when I go to bed, I bring my cell phone into the bedroom with me, only because I'm always wanting, if somebody had wanting, I always want if somebody needs to get a hold of me in the night. My kids just mostly call me always on my cell phone. I just turn it upside down so the light, you know, because a lot of times if you get a message or something, it'll light up. If it's turned upside down, the light, you can't see it. So that's what I do. And your body produces melatonin, which is controlled by the light. So the darker the room is, the more melatonin you're going to have. And you want to have a lot of melatonin. A lot of times if you can't sleep, the sleep aids have melatonin in it, and that's what causes you to fall asleep. And sometimes we just have the seasonal affect disorder. Right now, I know on the East Coast it's way darker, way earlier, but right now, since we're going to turn our clocks back tonight, it's going to be dark like at 5:30, and we're going to have to turn our lights on. And it's going to be lighter in the morning, so you're going to be getting up earlier if the light bothers you. Unless you have room darkening shades, the light's going to affect you. Things that you want to do to kind of avoid the seasonal disorder is to spend more time outdoors during the daylight. Even though it's cold, you know, it'll invigorate you. Especially in the north here, we don't get as much sun in the winter, and so you might have to take a vitamin D supplement to help you. But if you can get out in the sun as much as you can, even though it's not really sunny in the winter here in Michigan, occasionally the sun does make an appearance, not very often, but obviously the sun comes up every day even though it's hidden behind the clouds. So you can get a little bit of sun that way. And at night, if you find you're having a hard time falling asleep, say no to late night TV. Once again, I watch a lot of late night TV. You keep your lights off during the day or keep the lights off while you're sleeping. Don't have a night light. A lot of times the little bit of the night light will throw you off. Tune in to your sleep, schedule it if you have to, and eat and drink lightly before you go to bed. Don't eat a lot of caffeine. Avoid big meals, alcohol, limit your liquids, and cut back on your sugary and refined carbs, and try to snack smart. And wind down and clear your head. Sometimes you might just need to do some deep breathing and some stretches. Another thing they said is consider blackout, to go from the card real quick, consider blackout shades, limit caffeine, set up a calming night routine, upgrade your space, keep your sheets clean, clear your bedside clutter, pick a gentle alarm clock, not one of those, you don't want one of those. And just in general, unplug any of your devices. So I'm not going to try the recipe because it's Cajun shrimp and grits, but I will show you this recipe. And give this video a like. Please subscribe, leave a comment, share, and get some sleep. Talk to you guys next week or on my daily vlog.